All right, buddy, what you got here? Ew, gross. How about you? And dude, what the? Okay, please just stop, guys. What the? Oh my God, what am I even looking at? Right, just I can't. Okay, you know what? Stop. Everyone, gather around, huddle up around the table. Let's go. You see this? You see this right here? Stop using this armor. Armor with these low stats will not help you. You want to stop dying in lost sectors and dungeons when you take damage? Well, we're going to show you how. It's time everyone here learns about high stat armor, what it does, and how to farm it officially. If I see one more post about hero strikes, yeah, you heard me correctly, hero strikes being difficult, I'm going to lose my mind. So, we're going to do this right now. What's going on, everyone? Town here, 59 Direct, and subscribe to the channel because it would be really helpful. If you enjoy guides on games or anything that's Destiny 2 related, consider hitting the like button, leaving a comment. It helps us a ton in the old algorithm, and a sub like we mentioned before. If you dislike the video, hit the dislike button. We actually encourage you to leave a comment down below to let us know how we can improve our videos going forward. All right, like I stated already, let's get into this. Ever since the release of the Lightfall DLC in 2023, a lot of players are starting to find Destiny 2 to be much harder. From Twitter posts to Reddit threads, lots of players are not happy with the casual experience. Now, I am not saying by any means that it is the casual player's fault and Bungie has made the perfect game and y'all need to suck it up and just get better or anything like that before someone jumps down in the comments frantically typing on their keyboard going, yo, 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 yo. Not saying anything like that. Bungie should 100% have a better system in the game to explain things like high stat armor, raids, GM strikes, and all of that endgame stuff. Very few people have the time that they can dedicate to farm things, play the game for more than an hour a day, or sometimes even the entire week or less. I mean, I myself have a full-time job, and I would bet quite a bit of money that most of you watching this video right now have either school, jobs, you name it. So a lot of us cannot just dedicate huge amounts of hours to play this game 24/7. We just can't. But these are the cards that we have been given, and we need to do something about it. So, what can players do? If the players are able to do some of the power grind, aka get your level up, by the way, that is one thing to obviously do. If you're trying to do a legend lost sector at 1650, yeah, not exactly the greatest thing to do. But I have been seeing players who are, 1800, 1810, who are having a bit of trouble here. So what is one thing that you can do that's not going into playing 15,000 raids and trying to do everything else? Well, getting our stats up on our armor is one thing that can definitely help. There are obviously other things like having some better guns, not trying to use sidearms and glaives the entire time through every single thing, except for maybe our friend Posh here. And obviously things like learning the layout of certain levels, learning how to peek around corners, etc. But we need a place to start. We can't just throw everything to everybody and be like, all right, figure it out. Where do we start? Let's start with the simplest one, and let's start with our armor. If you've ever wondered why you were dying to that red bar enemy, because of your armor. It really is sometimes. So let's get these stats up. They actually do matter. Now, this video is not 100% directed at brand new players. If you are a brand new player, I suggest getting through the basics of the game first, using the Guardian rank system that Bungie has in place. Then when you are ready to start getting things like higher armor, starting to grind out that kind of stuff, come back and watch this. Save this video though, it can help you. Now, there are 6 stats in the games as you might have seen on your character screen when you booted up the game. Things like resilience, discipline, etc., which help with defense, grenade recharge rate, etc. In fact, recently I came across a stream from one of Destiny's biggest content creators, Dado. He was watching a viewer's recording of a lost sector that person ran, and right away I noticed some of the things that the player could do that was not just simply, hey, get good, or okay, you need to farm this trials weapon, or stop using these weird weapon layouts. It again was the armor. And this is not a knock to that player, by the way. Again, like I said before, Bungie needs a much better system in place to explain this stuff. Not everyone jumps onto YouTube. In fact, probably a majority of the people who play Destiny don't watch YouTube videos or go online to find guides or anything like that. Obviously, I know me making this is not going to reach them, but hey, if it happens to reach at least one of them, maybe they can show their friends and everything, and that can kind of help. So again, if you guys are enjoying the video, then please share this, leave a like, and all that fun stuff. Okay, Talon, I hear you saying at the screen, rolling your eyes right now. What's the big secret already? Stop dangling in front of our faces. Tell us already. Okay, I won't beat around the bush anymore. You ready? It's the war table. More specifically, it's focusing engrams at the war table. That's it. That's how you're going to get that high stat armor. But of course, you want to know step by step on how to do this. So let's go through it. Now, you're going to need the season pass to do this. And I'm sure that if you're playing more than just one random game of PvP a week and then jumping over to play other games, then you're somewhat dedicated to Destiny. Not full time or anything, but you'd like to play the game. Maybe buy the DLC, whether it's on release or sale or anything like that. You actually play the game. So chances are you probably have the season pass, or maybe you decide to pick it up. It's your choice. Obviously, not every season is for everybody, but for $10, you get a lot for the season. So what do? First, what you want to do is you want to complete the basic seasonal challenges. These seasonal challenges will unlock the currency to upgrade the war table where you can focus your armor. Now, the one upgrade you're going to look for is called Defiant Armor Focusing. Unlock this first. If you played at the beginning of the season or you played at the beginning of a different season, usually this one can be unlocked right from the beginning. It's actually pretty helpful. Now, you're going to need to start collecting seasonal engrams. How do you do this? Play the seasonal battlegrounds. And actually, if you play other playlist stuff like strikes and PvP as time goes on, you'll actually get to unlock these as well. Total side note, I know I mentioned this at the intro, but I swear if I see one person in the comments saying that Hero Strikes, which by the way is only 1770, is too hard, then your solution actually might simply be to just do more of the power grind, essentially. Again, if you're trying to do some of these end game stuff or even mid game stuff at 1650, you need to get a little bit more into the grind there, unfortunately. It's just the way that the game is. That's how Destiny has always been, and that's never going to change. Okay, let's get back to the armor farm. Once you've started getting engrams, you will have passively gotten the seasonal armor to drop from the battlegrounds and maybe even other events like PvP. In order to target focus, you need to have unlocked the armor by getting it randomly once. Once that's done, great. Now we can start focusing. Now, when you go to the war table, first thing you need to do before you even interact with it is go to your ghost and attach a mod for one of the armor stats, resilience, mobility, etc. Now is the time to interact with the war table. Select the focusing part on the table, go to the armor piece that you want, not your class item though. That's bonds for warlock, hunter cape, and the titan cloth. Don't touch those. Now, focus the armor piece that you want. Now, when you start focusing your armor, you're going to be getting stats between 59 to 62, or even higher at 63 all the way up to potentially 69. Now, when you start focusing your armor, you're not only going to be getting stats from about 59 to about 62, which is about still mid-tier, I would say. You want high-tier stats. You're looking for anything from 63 and up, basically. I believe the highest that a legendary piece of armor can roll is 68. So if you get that, you're in the clear. Some people don't really necessarily need to have all level 68 legendary armor stat and then have a super high stat on your exotic armor that you only wear one on each character. So don't worry about trying to do that. If you're getting anything from 63 to 67, you're doing pretty well. Because again, this isn't the final end grind or anything like that. This is getting from that mid grind into the end game. And this is how we get there. Now that you've acquired your armor, it's time to take a look at it. You will notice based on whatever ghost mod that you selected, a stat will be over 10 for that particular one. So for example, if you put a discipline, aka the grenade symbol, mod on your ghost, you'll notice that the armor that you focused will have at least 10, if not more, in that particular stat for there. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Notice how the 6 stats look like they're broken up into 2 categories almost? Well, if you draw an invisible line between recovery and discipline, this is where things get extremely fun. Now, it's not 100%, but if you, for example, put a mobility mod on your ghost, there is a high chance that you'll get another spike, aka above 10 or 15 or so sometimes, in a particular stat that is below or above that invisible line, depending on what you did. So let's take a look at this step by step here. We have mobility, resilience, recovery, discipline, intellect, and strength. The invisible line we talked about beforehand is between recovery and discipline. If you have a resilience mod on your ghost, go to the war table, focus a piece of armor, and you'll see that resilience will be at least 10, if not more, in that stat. Then you have a high chance of a spike in another stat on that same armor piece in either discipline, intellect, or strength. This is how people start to get high stat armor that is crazy high in 2 to 3 areas, which can push their guardian to have those level 100 stats you might have seen in certain videos and streams. Now that you've done that, it's basically time to rinse and repeat until you start to get the armor that is best for your character and build. Go back and do events, get some more engrams, focus them, see which ones you get, and then start building your armor. For example, if you're a hunter, you might prefer mobility, maybe a little bit of strength, and obviously resilience. If you're a titan, going into resilience and strength is always fun. And if you're a warlock, going into something like discipline and resilience can be very fun as well. Again, it's all up to you, and sometimes just experimenting, having multiple pieces of armor and checking things out, experimenting is one great way to do things. Once you've actually created a character, maybe you've got about, I don't know, 65 for most of your armor, and then obviously when you masterwork it, you throw an armor mod on there, or you throw on another stat mod on there, and most of them are hitting around 85 or so. That's a pretty good armor right there. Heck, you could go into endgame content right now. Raids, dungeons, you name it. Wouldn't be that hard. Obviously, you need to find some teammates, but we'll get into that in just 1 second. I got a shameless plug coming up, don't worry. But now let's say you want to start getting some of that fancy Artifice armor. You really want to start getting things that are like, 69, some exotic armors or something like that. Well, you've got the armor to do that now. Why not try out a dungeon? And if you want to, you can even try it on Master's difficulty. Master difficulty for dungeons is actually how you farm the Artifice armor. It has that little symbol there, and in Season 20, it got a bit of a buff. It gives you +3 to any stat of your choosing. Now, these are not the end-all be-all armor sets that you should be getting. Some Artifice armor, because of just how RNG works, will have bad rolls. So let's say you get an Artifice armor from this Master dungeon, but it's got some terrible rolls. It's not in the spots that you want it to be, but you have this regular legendary armor that is 86 after you've masterworked it and everything. Honestly, keep that over the Artifice armor. If you get Artifice armor that's better than what you've had, great, absolutely use it. But just don't think that Artifice armor is the only armor you should get in the end. If you have the yearly DLC, then things like the weekly campaign mission is also another great way to get some high stat armor, and of course, the raid, or any of the raids in general. Which, here's the shameless plug I was talking about earlier. If you're looking to learn raid mechanics, friends to run the raid with, please consider joining our Discord server and our clan. Just search 59 Gaming on Bungie's website. Here you can ask to join our clan, and just let us know down in the comments below of this video that you've applied, and we'll accept it. Then you'll be able to see the link to the Discord, and you can come join and talk with us every day that you want. After that, it basically just starts coming down to how you want to play your class and what subclass you want to run. Do you want something where your grenades come back a lot faster? Do you want something where your resilience is top notch? However you want to play your class, that's up to you. But regardless, with this high stat armor now, it's going to make things much easier to recover or just simply make you stronger. And it's going to come back sooner rather than later. And there you go. That's how to start getting away from this bad armor that just randomly drops in the world to getting amazing armor that will help you get through everything from these Legend Lost sectors, Master Lost sectors, dungeons, raids, and more. Obviously, like I said beforehand, you'll need to do things like just learning the layout of the map sometimes, learning how to peek corners, not just jumping in when a red bar enemy is there, because guess what? Higher end content, they will wipe you out, no problem. But a lot of it is just simply practice. I know it's a lot sometimes, it can be a little bit frightening, but taking it step by step as we've laid out, and I promise things will get easier. Plus, again, practice. Nothing beats practice. But now I want to hear from you in the comments. Did you find this guide helpful? Did we miss anything that you think would be helpful to other players as well? Let us know. And again, if you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and subbing to the channel, as it helps us a lot. I've been Talon with 59 Direct. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. And who knows, maybe I'll see you in the clan. Johnny.